Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss the details about Venera missions, which was conducted by the Soviet Union in order to explore the planet Venus. Up to now, humans have successfully launched 30 space missions to explore Venus. More than one-third of these missions belong to the Venera series. Venera is the Russian term for Venus. The Venera missions were carried out from 1961 to 1983. A total of 28 spacecrafts were used in this Venera program, and 13 of them successfully entered the atmosphere of Venus. Of those 13 spacecrafts, 8 successfully landed on the surface of Venus. The Venera mission set several records, including the first space probe to enter the atmosphere of a planet outside the Earth, and the first spacecraft to successfully land on the surface of a planet outside the Earth, and also first images and sounds captured on the surface of a planet outside the Earth. Now let's discuss some of the specific missions featured in this program and the images they obtained. The first spacecraft in this mission was launched on February 12, 1961. Unfortunately, it lost the connection with the Earth during its journey. Following this, several other spacecrafts were launched until 1965, but these efforts were unsuccessful. These early missions were not even officially named Venera, as the spacecraft had to at least escape Earth's orbit to qualify for the Venera designation. The first spacecraft to escape Earth's orbit and travel towards Venus was Venera 2, launched on November 12, 1965. However, this spacecraft also failed to send any data back to Earth. Following Venera 2, the Venera 3 spacecraft launched on November 16, 1965, successfully entered the atmosphere of Venus. Unfortunately, connection was lost and no data was received from Venera 3. However, it marked the first human-made spacecraft to crash onto a planet outside of Earth on March 1st of 1966. Venera 4, launched on June 12 of 1967, entered the atmosphere of Venus on October 18, 1967, and was able to send data about the planet's atmosphere. Based on the data received, it was concluded that the Venus's atmosphere is primarily composed of carbon dioxide with small amounts of nitrogen, oxygen, and water vapor. This was the first time a spacecraft was able to send some detailed information about the atmosphere of a planet outside Earth. The Venera 5 and Venera 6 spacecrafts launched in 1969 were also able to enter the atmosphere of Venus. On both occasions, a small capsule containing scientific instruments was deployed using a parachute and landed on the surface of Venus. These instruments remained operational for about 50 minutes before being destroyed by the extreme pressure of the atmosphere of Venus. Venera 7, launched on 1st of August 1970, made history on December 15, 1970, by becoming the first spacecraft to land on the surface of a planet outside Earth. It was also the first spacecraft to transmit data from a planet's surface. According to its data, the surface temperature of Venus was found to be 475 degrees of Celsius. Due to this extreme temperature and the pressure on Venus's surface, Venera 7 remained active for only 23 minutes. Venera 8 successfully landed on Venus's surface on July 2020, 1972. Its data confirmed the temperature and pressure readings previously sent by Venera 7. Venera 9, launched on October 20, 1975, also successfully landed on Venus. Here you can see a black and white image taken by Venera 9. This image marks the first photograph ever taken by a human-made spacecraft on the surface of a planet outside Earth. In this image, we can clearly observe the distribution of rock fragments on Venus's surface. Just 3 days after Venera 9's landing, Venera 10 successfully landed on Venus on October 23, 1975. This probe also provided valuable data, including studies of Venus's wind speeds. In December 1978, Venera 11 and Venera 12 successfully landed on Venus, both carrying color cameras. Unfortunately, they didn't activate on the surface, so no images were received. However, the Venera 13 probe, which landed on March 1st of 1982, sent color images of Venus's surface. It also recorded and transmitted surface sounds of Venus. Venera 13 remained operational for 127 minutes, more than 3 times longer than expected. Venera 14, which landed on March 5, 1982, also transmitted color images and recorded surface sounds. These 2 missions provided valuable insights into the surface conditions of Venus. The final 2 probes of Venera mission series, Venera 15 and Venera 16, reached Venus in October 1983. These spacecraft orbited Venus until 1984, mapping the planet's surface in great detail. The Soviet Union's Venera mission series provided a wealth of knowledge about planet Venus. An interesting fact is that Russia has planned to continue Venus exploration with a new mission called Venera D. This new probe is scheduled to launch in November 2029. I will keep you updated with the latest developments on this mission. Stay subscribed to our channel for more details on the latest updates in astrophysics.